Unmute thyself. Ah, Kings, no, no. You can't lose twice to the Dallas Mavericks. No. What's up, guys? I've been gone. I missed a couple games. Actually, I missed the second Dallas game. Back to review the Dallas game and the Utah game. But more importantly, that Dallas game, which was the second game of a back-to-back with the Dallas Mavericks, and the Kings were able to lose both games to the Mavericks, which was very important game for the standings. If they would have won, they would have been tied with the Mavericks, but had the tiebreaker, but they lost. And now the Kings are 2 games behind the Mavericks in the standings and have dropped all the way down to 8th place. I'm going to analyze both games, but mostly that Dallas Mavericks game, because in my opinion, the Utah game, they should have beat that Utah team, and it shouldn't have even been close. But I'll talk about both games. In Sacramento, the Kings lose to the Dallas Mavericks 107 to 103. And also in Sacramento, the Kings were able to beat the Utah Jazz on Sunday 106 to 127. The Kings are now 43 and 31. The Utah Jazz are now 29 and 46. And the Dallas Mavericks are currently 45 and 29 now. The Dallas Mavericks have climbed all the way up to 5th place currently today, Tuesday, April 2nd. And the Kings are stuck in 8th place, a half game behind the Suns, are a game and a half behind the Pelicans, and 2 games behind the Mavericks currently. Today is April 2nd, 2024. Y'all back? We back. Y'all back? We definitely back. And thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're here for the whole video. I got some really important things to talk about, and I just want to say, what's going on, YouTube? And what's going on with all my folks and all you Kings fans out there? It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning App, Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
Oh man, my cup of Joe is strong. It's strong today. Kind of lukewarm. Just like my feelings about the Kings currently. And today is, and you know what day it is. And you know what day it is. Yeah. It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, I got the cheese, she tasting the Kool-Aid.
Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Migo the plug, Guadalupe.
Man, guys. So last episode was after the Kings got blown out by the Mavericks, by the Dallas Mavericks, and I was preaching the fact that the Kings had to win that second game. They really needed to win that second game against the Dallas Mavericks. And I just believe the Kings needed to hold down their home court a little bit better than what they did. It was everything was in their hands, in my opinion. Yeah, they beat Utah, but obviously that didn't do much for them in the standings. Kings have 8 games left. And all I could say about that is they play a few really good opponents, a few other West Coast rivals, and they're just going to really have to play really well to get out of this play-in. Currently, in my opinion, they're stuck in this play-in tournament, and it's going to take a lot to get them out of the play-in tournament. They're going to have to play really well and win most of these games coming up. And that's my cup of Joe. One creamer, no sugar. Quick stats in the game. The Kings actually played really well in the first half. They were winning all the way through the third, and then that fourth quarter hit, and they just couldn't hold it down. They didn't play enough defense to stop Kyrie or Luka, mainly Kyrie in that fourth quarter, and the Mavericks whittled it down until they tied the game, and then they were able to overtake the Kings in the end. Leading scorer for the Mavs, Kyrie Irving with 30. His sidekick Luka Doncic had 26, 12 for Derek Lively. Luka Doncic with 12 assists and 9 rebounds. Derek Lively off the bench also had 9 rebounds. And for the Kings, the Sacramento Kings leading scorer was De'Aaron Fox on the night with 23. Harrison Barnes had a big 20 on the night. Good on you, Harrison. 16 for Keon Ellis. Good on you, Keon, coming in, trying to hold it down in place of Kevin Huerter. And now during the game, we lost Malik Monk. Luka Doncic ran Malik Monk over, fell on his leg, and now Malik Monk has a MCL sprain and will be out for about a month or so, which does not bode well for the Kings. Off the bench, Davion Mitchell had 8 and Kessler Edwards with 9. Assists, Domantas Sabonis led with 10, and rebounds, he also led with 12. Another triple-double in the loss. Domantas Sabonis, Captain Sabonis, holding it down as much as he can. I would like to see a little bit more scoring out of De'Aaron and Harrison Barnes. Great. Keegan Murray, probably need a little bit more scoring out of you as well. I test. I test. We're going to take an eye test. I'm going to give the Kings an eye test. Man, couple guys played pretty good in this Dallas Mavericks game. I just feel like it was an opportunity lost. And at the end of in that fourth quarter is just kind of where the Kings kind of lost it. Nobody was able to stay in front of Kyrie Irving. Nobody was able to stop his shot or block a shot. The Dallas Mavericks just really, really shot the ball really well. And the Kings couldn't close out the game. So I felt like the Kings needed to play a lot more defense. They needed to get up on guys a lot more aggressively. And they just needed to stay with guys a lot closer, I felt like, past half court. And they also needed to have a better plan on how they were going to double team and back guys up in case guys like Kyrie Irving were able to drive to the basket. And it didn't happen. So, and it kind of goes back to those games throughout the season that the Kings lost that they shouldn't have lost. You know, there was about 3 or 4, maybe 5 games against lower opponents, lesser opponents, even guys at the very bottom of the standings that the Kings lost to. And had they had maybe 3 of those games, the Kings would be in a lot better position to be one of the top 6 teams and make it in the playoffs. So they tricked off some of those games, and now they are where they are. And even the opportunity, to me, they shouldn't have got blown out in that first game against Dallas. And then in the second game, they were winning the whole game and they couldn't close it out. It's just missed opportunities to me. And now the Kings are where they are. And it's going to be really hard for them to get out of that play-in tournament. And that's my eye test. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is, so, you know, the Kings beat Utah. And, you know, in my opinion, it was a team they should have beat. You know, the Utah Jazz are on the lower end of the division. They're not going to make the playoffs or the play-in. So they handled business. You know, they beat them by 21 points. Good on the Kings. The Jazz are 29 and 46 currently. In that game, the leading scorer was Bryce Sensabaugh and Colin Sexton. Keontae George and Taylor Hendricks pitched in as well, 18 as well. De'Aaron Fox had 24 points. Keegan Murray with a big 25, and Harrison Barnes with 24. Domantas Sabonis had 17, 12 assists on the night for De'Aaron Fox. Good on De'Aaron with the 12 assists, 24 points, and Domantas with 11 rebounds. Keon Ellis pitched in with 8 rebounds. That's pretty interesting. So in this game, a lot of guys were helping out. Trey Lyles is back. He came in and got a big 11 points. Sasa Vezenkov was in there. He got 5 points. Okay. But you know, it was a team they should beat. Jazz are a very young team, up and coming team. And they did well together. They played well together, but you know, bottom line, Kings should have beat them. And the Kings, their best chance is going into these last 8 games with a winner's mentality, and to try to overtake the Suns and to try to get into the Pelican spot, which is actually 2 places at this point and a game and a half. The Kings are going to have to do a lot of winning. Okay. The Pelicans and the Suns obviously are going to have to do some losing. Next up, tonight, the Sacramento Kings will face off versus the LA Clippers in a game that has huge implications in the standings. Kawhi Leonard, what I hear, is not going to be playing tonight. Another opportunity for the Kings to try to hold down their spot in this Western Conference and go out and get a victory. The Kings are playing at home, 7 p.m. tonight. Be there or be square. And also subscribe so you can see my review of the game tomorrow. So there you have it. The Kings have a chance without Kawhi Leonard. The team is still a good team. The Clippers are still a very good team, and they're a pretty deep team, actually. But in my opinion, they're playing at home, and this is an opportunity to go ahead, get a victory. The Clippers are currently in 4th place, 42-27, and they're 4 games ahead of the Kings. So I'm not sure how much the Clippers really care about this game or their position in the standings. They're trying to stay away from the Mavericks, obviously, but the Mavericks are 2 games away from them. So it's an opportunity. The Kings need to go out and take this very seriously. No lackadaisical play. Go out with their offense on 10 cylinders and go put the foot on the neck of the Clippers while they're down and while they have this chance at home. Because coming up, the Kings are going on a 1, 2, 3, 4 game road trip. They're going on an Eastern Conference tour, and then they're coming back for 3 games at home. 4 home games, 4 away games for the Kings, and that's it for the season. So they're going away on the East Coast trip, and then they got 3 games at home versus the Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns. So all these games need to be taken very seriously, and they need to go out and take these games seriously, play their offense the way they play, and go ahead and be very aggressive on defense and use as much energy as they can on defense to go ahead and get these victories. All right, betting lines for tonight. For tonight's Kings game, the Sacramento Kings are actually favored by 3. How do you feel about that? If you feel the Clippers are going to win, or the Kings are only going to win by 2 points or less, then you would bet here. If you think the Kings are going to win by 3 or more, you would bet here. And then this is straight line bet. How do you guys feel about that line? Do you guys believe the Kings should be favored by about 3 points tonight? Hey, I feel like the Kings should win tonight. They're at home. They have home court advantage. These guys are missing Kawhi Leonard. Hey, and it's a playoff race right now. Kings need to go in, take it seriously every quarter, and close out halves and close out the 4th quarter. If you guys want to make a bet on the game, use the link below. This is the app I use, Bet Us. It's a great sports book. They obviously have all the games on there. They have a great sports book. If you want to do some bets, use Bet Us. The link is in the description. All right, I got a question for y'all. I've asked this question a few times already. Where do you think the Kings are going to land? Are they going to be a play-in team? Are they going to be a top 6 playoff team? Comment below. Let me know. Comments also help the channel, so make a comment. Where do you think the Kings are going to land? Also, what do you think of the show? Make a comment. How am I doing? If you think I'm trash, say it. Just make a comment. And also, I ask that you guys, if you're still watching this video, can you please press the like button? Also, please subscribe if you like talking Kings, you like hearing Kings news, Sacramento Kings talk, anything about the Kings. Subscribe. I analyze every game the next day after the game, so if you subscribe, you'll start seeing me pop up on your mentions. You'll start seeing me pop up on your recommendeds, and it'll help out the channel. So we're new, but we're trying to grow, so please subscribe. Also, if you can, share the content. Why not? Share it somewhere. Say, hey, this is a new Kings guy talking Sacramento Kings. Or you could say I'm trash, but share the content. It helps. And also comment, make a comment. That helps as well. And if you make a comment before I make the next video, I'll put your comment on the next video. So, way to be famous. And I have a motivational quote for you guys today. And this motivational quote is by Henry Ford. And it goes like this: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Great quote by Henry Ford. It's all about your mentality, right? Either you think you can or you think you can't. And either way, you're right. Thank you for that, Henry Ford. And that's about all that I have for you guys today. I appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you'll be back tomorrow for the next video. And as always, I want to say thank you for joining me on the latest episode of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe and Jay. Yeah, my cup of Joe is a little bitter and cold today, but hopefully the Kings could snap back, get this victory against the Clippers. We're on this roller coaster ride. Hopefully we're on the way up, on the way up the charts to hopefully the 6th place position. Got to get this win tonight though, so check me out tomorrow. But anyway, with that, I'm out. But before you go, check out my moves. It's good.